Alright guys, sorry for the delay. Our QAD hat giveaway will be posted at the end of this video. So just if you win, we're going to do a completely random selection. If you win the hat, you must have to either comment down below, say you won it, and we'll figure out a way to get a hold of each other, or find us on Facebook with just a screenshot of your homepage proving that you were the winner on YouTube, and that way we can link up together. That way we can ship you your hat. All right, thank you. Hey, what's up guys? This is Kay from Alabama Archery Academy, and we got something a little bit different for you today. This is my buddy Zach, and we're going to talk about arrows and different arrow selections depending on whether you're wanting the precision stuff all the way down to the budget line arrows. First off, we're going to start talking about the budget line side of things. Zach's going to give you a little bit of information on that. We're going to talk about a few different situations for different spines, for a couple different versions of the arrows. Today we're going to talk about the Gold Tip Warrior and the Black Eagle Outlaw, for example.
Alright guys, so if you're on a bit of a tight budget but you still want to get out there and get hunting, there's still plenty of arrows out there for you. We got the Gold Tip Warriors and the Black Eagle Outlaws. So they're on the cheaper end of the spectrum, and the reason for that is there's minor inconsistencies that at say within 40 yards or so, you're not really going to notice the difference between these and any arrows out there. But you may see a bit of difference if you shoot them out, 60 yards or so. They're not quite as straight. They're not quite as consistent as the higher end arrows. So for Gold Tip Warriors, their spine goes from 500, 400, and 340. The 500s have a 7.4 grain per inch, and the 400s have an 8.2 grain per inch, and the 340s have 8.9. And what that means is for every inch of the arrow, there's X amount of grains. That's basically the weight of the arrow. And the Outlaws, they have 500, 400, 350, and 300. And the grains per inch is for 500 is 7.4, for 400 is 8.1, 350 is 8.6, and 300 is 9.1. And so basically, the heavier the arrow is, the lower the spine, and the lower the spine, the higher poundage of your bow. So, for example, I shoot a 400 spine, and I'm shooting 60 pounds. So.
Yeah, it also has to do with your draw length and what draw length you are. Best thing I can tell you when it comes to your spine of your arrow is to make sure you look at the chart on the back. You never want to go under spine. For most situations, it is okay to go over spine. Like for example, if you're right on that borderline of needing a 340 or a 400, go ahead and get that 340. 90% of the time, that is going to be the arrow that best tunes out through your bow. That's all dependent on what bow you are shooting. Your turbo type bows, or your all the way down to like your solo cam. On a turbo, you're going to need a little bit stiffer spine.
So, from a hunting standpoint, these arrows are going to suit anybody just fine. Anybody around Alabama or in the South. We're hunting smaller deer, and we're not as worried about penetration and shooting 60, 70 yards. But I mean, if you're on elk, then yeah, you might be worried about that. You might want to go for a higher end arrow.
Yeah, we living down in the South, as far as hunting deer around here. I mean, your average deer is what, about 16 inches wide for an average. That's a good size width of a deer. 16, maybe 20 inches if you get a sure enough stud in the area. But so it's relatively easy to get pastors around here depending on your, draw length and poundage. But going from the cheaper side of things, we're going to go and we're going to talk about your intermediate level stuff like your Gold Tip XT Hunter, which is going to be that mid-grade straighter arrow that's still in between that borderline of a high-end arrow and a budget arrow, just right there in the center. There's many other arrows like this. Black Eagle makes makes good ones as well. That's around this same size diameter, that has that same area of straightness like the lower grade version of a Zombie Slayer and stuff like that, and arrows like that. Going from the XT Hunter, you also have the Pro Hunter. The Pro Hunter is the top of the line Gold Tip standard size hunting shaft arrow. They end up like the 340s, 8.9 grains per inch, and it usually falls around the same grains per inch as like the Gold Tip Warrior does. Usually the same standard size shaft as the Gold Tip Warrior, but the Pro Hunters are going to be the straightest option. Most Pro Hunters also come with a rear bushing and a GTO knock. You can also get this same grade of arrow by going to like the Black Eagle Zombie Slayer that has a 1,000 straightness. Besides the standard size shaft, you can also go down into smaller arrows. Obviously, smaller arrows, better the penetration you're going to get through the hole of the deer. Depending on what broadhead you use again. If you want to know a little bit more about broadheads and different types of broadheads, go to our previous videos that me and Zach put together, and we test
quite a few.
Yeah, I think it's around six mechanicals and around that same amount of number of fixed blade broadheads that you can watch that we shoot through plywood. Also, if you want to go down into that little bit smaller penetration arrow, you can go to like the Gold Tip Kinetic series, like the Standard Kinetic and the Chaos. Both very good arrows, smaller profile than like your standard Gold Tip arrow, hunting arrow, like the Pro Hunter, XT Hunter. So it's a little bit smaller and get a little bit more penetration. It uses an outsert system to where you have a little bit higher FOC. And then going from there, you go down to like the Gold Tip Pierce, the Pierce Platinum being the straightest version of it. You can get the standard Pierce, or going into like the Black Eagle line around that same type of area, it'd be the Deep Impact or the X Impact. You can look up all these specs of these arrows on Black Eagle's website or Gold Tip's website to get a little bit further in depth on what grains per inch, look at their spine charts and stuff like that. All you have to do is say, my arrow is going to be 28 inches long, considering I shoot a 29-inch draw length. My arrow is going to be anywhere between 28 and 28.5 inches long, and then I'm going to shoot 70 pounds, just cross-reference the graph, and it'll tell you what spine area that you need. The Pierce is probably, the Pierce series of line is probably my favorite hunting shaft, because you're getting a micro diameter arrow. You have a insert system that also has an outside collar to where you can use standard field tip, standard broadhead sizes. And excuse all the noise you may see walking around. That's our shop mascot, Lucille. We'll show you a picture of her in a little bit on the video. And anyway, going back to the arrows, you're going to see a little bit higher FOC, considering like on the Pierce, your total insert outsert system weighs just under 150 grains, right at, I think it's 49.3 or somewhere around that. And so that means you can run a standard 100 grain tip and still have roughly 150 grains up front in your arrow. So you're going to get a lot more kinetic energy out of the arrow.
How much does a regular insert weigh?
A regular insert weighs roughly, depending on the type of arrow, weighs anywhere between 18 to 21. That's the standard insert weight for most standard arrows.
So you're getting about 30 more grains out front.
Yeah, so you are getting around 30 more grains out front. Very good point. So that also helps with your kinetic energy, your pass-through ability. And of course, pass-through is all dependent on where you hit the animal at. With me, you hit it in the shoulder, right behind the shoulder. Hitting in the shoulder is going to always hurt your pass-through, but me as a hunter, and I know you as well, like to set up our bows to that what if situation. What if I, make a marginal shot, throw it a little bit forward into the deer and hit that shoulder bone? I want to have an arrow and a broadhead set up that is more forgiving to me, that's going to get a little bit better penetration no matter where I hit the deer. As long as you're inside that, a lot of hunters reference in that pie plate size. I mean, me personally, I like to do better than that, but if you're that type of hunter, hey man, it's just what we love to do, and we're not showing any type of, we're not going to treat you any different than what I treat top pros when I talk and work with them. So if, main thing is getting out there, enjoying what we all love to do, bowling. And we like to get out there, and we just want to help educate y'all on why you would maybe shoot one arrow to another.
I personally shoot the Peters by Gold Tip, and part of the reason I chose that arrow is because I'm shooting a little bit less poundage than most people, and my draw length is shorter than a lot of people. And my thinking is, I like to shoot mechanicals, and if I get a little bit more kinetic energy and a little bit thinner arrow to help my pass through, then I'm more likely to get a pass through and get that double blood trail. I just feel like it's a better option for me.
Yeah, if you have any questions about arrows, what arrow might be best for you, I'd be more welcome to help you out. You can find us on Facebook, Alabama Archery Academy, and message us on there. Our phone number is available off of that Facebook page. Also, like and subscribe, please. That helps us out a bunch. We want to just help y'all out, just giving y'all knowledge that you may know, or you just may need a little bit more information on. If you have any comments, questions, comment down below. We'll be more than happy to try to help you out. Do anything we can. Just post on there is like who your question's for and what you would like to know, and we'll get back to you as soon as possible. Anything else?
That's all.
Alright, well, we appreciate you watching this video. If you have any questions, like I said, comment down below. Hit us up on Facebook, Alabama Archery Academy. So please subscribe, and we'll be getting back with y'all soon. Thank you.